in my quest to become an entrepreneur, I've come across the hurdle of not exactly knowing what exactly I want to do as an entrepreneur. But dawned on me today that I know what I don't want to do. So maybe if I talk about what I don't want to do on today's episode of the McTaggart Attack Podcast, I can figure it out and whittle it down to what I do want to do. Because if I talk about what I don't want to do, then that'll make figuring out what I want to do easier. I can figure out the path that I want to take easier than what I'm doing. Then, am I making any sense? I want to know. I'm going to tell you guys in this episode what I don't want to do as an entrepreneur, because I know what I don't want to do. The problem is I don't know what I want to do. So by telling you what I don't want to do, by talking about it, I'll make myself feel better, and that's why I do this podcast anyway. So there. What don't I want to do? I know one thing for sure is I don't want to do anything that requires cold calling people. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do any type of cold calling people up on the phone. I don't want to do anything where I have to call people on the phone. You know what I mean? I don't want to have to do any sort of thing like that. I don't want to do any of that. I don't want to. I mean, I'll talk to people on the phone if I have to, but I'm not going to call a bunch of people to say, hey, can I do this for you? Hey, can I do... You know what I mean? Like cold calling. I don't want to call up strangers and just be like that. Maybe I'll go to businesses and let them know, hey, I want to do this. But I don't want to and I'll do ads for whatever service I'm going to provide. I don't know what the hell that is yet. But I just know that I don't want to do that. I don't want to do any type of physical labor. So lawn service will be out of the question. I don't want to do anything requiring physical labor. Maybe the most labor I'll do is sitting in front of my computer trying to fix your problem. Whatever that is, spreadsheets or whatever. I'm thinking spreadsheets might be the thing that I do, but I don't really know that for sure either, because I feel like there's something else that I can do. I know I want to do something where I can just set up something, some sort of system in place initially that will generate profits for me in the long run. Hard work at the beginning, and then not so hard work after, once everything's been set up. Something like that. I want to do that because I have other stuff I'd like to do. I'd like to I know comedy is being an entrepreneur. Being a comedian is an entrepreneur. But I want to do something else as an entrepreneur too, because it's good to have multiple streams of income, and there's no stream of income for stand-up comedian right now thanks to the coronavirus. So I know it's good to have multiple streams of income, and there's things that I'm interested in doing, and I just have to go through the things that I like to do also. But I'm not talking about things that I like to do in this episode. I'm talking about things that I don't like to do. So cold calling people, physical labor. I don't want to have to do hard work all the time. I know what I want to do is set up something in the beginning to where it, a system or whatever that can be in place, and maybe maintain that system from time to time, upgrade it or whatever the fuck, and just do that. Maybe a course. Maybe I would like to do a course. I think a course would be good, but I need to figure out what I would want to do a course in is the fucking problem. So maybe What don't I want to do a course in? Something I don't know what to do. I want to do a course in something that I find interesting. I know that. But I know I'm veering off the topic that I really wanted to talk about in this episode of the McTaggart Attack Podcast. So I know what I don't want to do. Any cold calling, any hard work, physical labor, what don't I, it's kind of, that's just about it, to be honest. That's the list right there. That's pretty much no physical labor. I never like to do physical labor. I don't want to, I don't want to do any physical labor. I don't want to do any cold calling. I want people to come to me with their problems instead of the other way around. I'll approach businesses or something like that. Like if I want to do social media management, I'll approach businesses. I guess that's technically cold calling, but it's like I don't necessarily want to do that. Or recruiting. That's another thing I was thinking. So no cold calling, no recruiting, no physical labor, but I'm thinking cold calling isn't what I was thinking of anyway. I was thinking more of in a recruiting type capacity for some pyramid scheme or something like that. I definitely don't want to have a stream of income be a fucking pyramid scheme. That's what I know I don't want to do. I know I don't want a pyramid scheme. Because it's been my experience seeing people involved with pyramid schemes that they usually end up in jail at some point, and I don't want to go to jail. That's what I know I don't want to do. I don't want to do something that will have me end up in jail. I think that's a good thing, too, that I know that I don't want to do. Don't want to end up in jail. Don't want to have to recruit people. Don't want to have to do any physical labor. Because if I go to jail, I'm going to end up doing physical labor. So I know I don't want to do any of that shit. I know that. I know I don't want to do any of those things. I don't want to recruit people. Hey, give me your money, and then I'll put it towards me and who I'm paying money to. And no pyramid schemes here. No, I don't want to do any of that shit. I don't want to do anything that's illegal. So, okay. So cold calling, recruiting, physical labor, illegal. Those are 4 things I don't really want to do. But like I said, cold calling might be something I'd want to do to a certain extent, but I'm not gonna, by cold calling I'm not gonna open up a phone book and then just start calling people. Don't want to do that. If anything, it would be me calling or contacting businesses somehow. Also, who the fuck uses a phone nowadays anyway? But yeah, I know I don't want to do any of that. That's for sure. I know what I don't want to do. Cold calling, recruiting, physical labor, anything illegal, pyramid schemes. Well, I said anything illegal, so nothing fraudulent. Like I said, nothing illegal. Nothing illegal as long as I don't get caught. No, nothing illegal because I'll get caught. That's how that shit works. You think, I won't get caught, and then you get caught. Because the negative thinking kicks your ass. So I'll never get caught. Yes, you will. You'll get caught. But no, I would love to. Now that I'm thinking about what I don't want to do, I do think I do want to do something like a course. But I don't know what I would want to do a course in. Or some sort of, if I can set up a Excel spreadsheet template or something for people to buy. Some sort of product for people that I've made for them to buy. Maybe a book or an Excel spreadsheet template or a course. Those are things I'd like to do. Yeah. Basically what I'd like to do is something where I don't have to work all the time and I can just do stuff that I rather like doing instead is what I want to do. But this episode isn't about what I want to do. It's about what I don't want to do. And I think I ran through the list to sum up, since I think I've figured stuff out, I know that I don't want to cold call people out of the phone book. I don't want to have to recruit people to join my team or something like that, or I don't want to do any pyramid schemes. I don't want to do anything illegal. I don't want to do any damn physical fucking labor. That's for damn sure. Maybe eventually have somebody do physical labor for me, but that's about fucking it. And yeah, I know what I don't want to do. And I think that's helped me figure out what I want to do, which was the point of me doing this podcast today anyway. So I hope that if you're someone who's an entrepreneur and is trying to figure out what you want to do, or someone who wants to be an entrepreneur like me and has no idea what the hell to do, maybe this episode was helpful to you. If it was helpful, please leave a comment in either the video or wherever you're listening to it on podcasts and tell me if it helped you or hurt you or something. There's also contact information that I have in the show notes of this video or podcast. And so go ahead and contact me one way or another. I'd really appreciate it. And that's the bottom line. If you smell what the McTaggart Attack Podcast is cooking.